This is an organization that hired us to set up their Google Analytics, to make sure that we had clean data coming in, to make sure that we can enrich the data that's coming in, to make sure that we can have KPIs and dashboards, projects that we do all the time with our clients. And if we look at the data over here for 2025, I'm just going to take us to a report that lets us see our overview metrics. And I'll call out over here when we look at the data for the first 5 months of 2025. They had 217,000 sessions total, so roughly 40,000 sessions a month, a little bit more. If we look at their engagement rates, 64% engagement rate. Engagement rate is the percentage of sessions that views 2 pages or more on the site, or they spend 10 seconds or more on the site. So this is 64%. That's pretty healthy. We usually look for it to be in this range. Sometimes a little bit higher, sometimes a little bit lower, depending on what's going on, as far as campaigns, as far as seasonality, as far as what's on stage. Somewhere in that range. They had 2.7 page views per session and 1 minute and 11 seconds spent on average per session. This is 2025. Everything looked good. We finished our project. And if we look at our data now for this year, the first 5 months, and I will show that we went from having 217,000 sessions to 3.8 million. If we look at our engagement rate, it went from 64% to 3.5%. Our page views went from 2.6 to 1.1. Our time spent went from 1 minute and 11 to 3 seconds. What I didn't call out was traffic sources in the past, where like 50% of traffic was from organic search. And we see now organic search is just 2.6%. Direct is 95%. Direct in Google Analytics is a bit of a misnomer. We think of it as people that type into their address bar our domain name. That's included, but it's also really just Google Analytics saying, I don't know the traffic source, it's other. This is an issue. When we see direct be too much of our traffic, usually it's an indicator that there's something weird going on, sometimes an implementation issue. Take us to a couple other reports just to show some other stuff that's going on. If we go to our tech details, helping us understand who's coming to the website based on geography, and so much of it is coming from Chrome. I know Chrome is the #1 browser, but like that seems a little bit high. Even if I don't know that, if I look at it by device category, this is a report I look at all the time. I'm super curious about how our websites are doing for desktop versus mobile users. And I can see 99% of traffic is happening this year on desktop devices. And that is not normal human behavior. We know that we use our devices. Usually we are seeing more than 50% of traffic happening on mobile. Why is it 98% over here desktop? And then the last thing I'll show you, this is a US-based organization. And if I look at traffic by country, I can see that the #1 country is China, #2 is Singapore. US is only 4% of traffic. That doesn't seem right. If I look at time spent by country, I can see that the US has a healthy engagement time, but China, 0 seconds, Singapore, 0 seconds, Germany and Brazil and Japan and Hong Kong and Vietnam, these are all 0 basically. And what's happening for this organization is that their data is basically ruined. As you are probably imagining, this is not real human behavior. These are bots that are hitting the website and they are destroying the data. So we are now losing complete ability to answer how much traffic is coming to the website and how is the website performing? What are our KPIs? This organization uses time spent as one of its KPIs, and they can't answer that accurately right now because time spent looks like it's 3 seconds, and that's not correct. What are people doing once they come to the website? The website's so critical for our success, and we can't answer these basic questions because our data is not trustworthy because it is being destroyed by these bots. So the idea behind the offering is for us to add some kind of filter to all of these reports, both inside Google Analytics and in our dashboards, that says, do we believe you are human or not? And we're going to do that based on 2 approaches. One is going to be based on technical signals. So if you're coming with like a headless Chrome browser to our website, or if you're coming and you have a screen resolution of 0x0, meaning you're not using a screen, we're saying we think you are a bot. We're also going to then look at the same time for behavioral signals. Are you scrolling at all? Are you moving your mouse at all? Are you typing? Are you clicking? And if you have any of those, yeah, we think you're human. And we're going to use those signals to help us clean up our data. And Google should be doing a better job of filtering this garbage data out. I don't know if these are good bots hitting the website or not. I can't answer that. But I know that I don't want them in my data set. And that's what our solution is going to help do.